SNAP benefits, otherwise known as food stamps, or sometimes referred to as EBT for the low income. Wow is my reaction, and you may want to prepare now as some big changes are coming to this program, which I will share with you here in this video. Let's get right into it. All right, now first off, just to clarify, everything I'm talking about here in this video directly pertains to the SNAP program, food stamps, EBT, supplemental nutrition assistance program, food assistance, whatever you want to call it. It's all referring to the exact same program here, which impacts about 42.2 plus million people that receive benefits on these EBT cards and from the SNAP program literally every single month. But I want to share with you what's being talked about right now and some of the major changes that are likely coming to this program. So we want to prepare for this, okay? So let me break these down for you. There are three major talking points here that are in the headlines as far as what are likely going to be implemented in the next few days, next few weeks, possibly the next few months here, sometime relatively soon. Exactly when, I don't know, but they're going to be added here, and you'll probably want to be prepared for this. Which, by the way, you see that phone number hanging out on your screen there? If you are somebody who is looking for Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage, changing your Medicare Advantage plan, Medicare Part D, the initial enrollment into Medicare, this is by far your best resource. It is my partner there over at Chapter, again, the partner here on the channel, and because of them, they're helping all of you here in this community get your Medicare supplements, Medicare Part D, Medicare Advantage, getting your new plans, things like that. They're an amazing resource. They're saving a ton of you here in this community a bunch of money, getting better plans, better coverages, which, by the way, they're saving the average person $1,100. $1,100 is how much they're saving the average senior by working with them. That's incredible. That is real money savings right there. And you know about me, I've talked about this so many times. I love saving money, getting discounts, free stuff, which, by the way, that's exactly what they'll do, is a free consult. When you call that number, they'll look at the situation, look through all the thousands of plans available in your local area, and they will find the best ones for you, for your personal preferences, the providers you want to see, the doctors, the prescription needs that you have, if you have any at all. Again, amazing stuff, 100% for free to work with them. And again, great resource there. Give them a call. Phone number there on your screen. Otherwise, down below in the description at the top of the comment section, phone number and link to their website there. Check them out. You'll be super happy you did. And let me know down below in the comment section. After you save a bunch of money, let me know. I'll give you a shout out in a future video. Thank you so much. All right. So let's talk about SNAP here, okay? Let's just go through these one at a time here because there's a lot going on, okay? All right, we're going to work our way through these one at a time in no particular order, but these are three major points here that are going to disrupt and change the SNAP program, impacting millions and millions and tens of millions of people out there. Okay, so right now we know a couple things. They're currently working on the reconciliation bill, right? You've heard me talk about this so many times before in other videos. I've alluded to it. I've talked about different provisions within it. But within the tax bill, basically, they're working on a bunch of different things, and they need to pay for it, right? They need to pay for it somehow, some way. They need to get a bunch of money together to basically, bring together $4+ trillion to pay for it. Okay, so here's a couple things. Number one is they want to reduce SNAP spending by a minimum no less than $230 billion over the next 10 years. By the way, that's a reduction of $23 billion on average per year for the next 10 years, or about 20% of total SNAP spending. Right now, the SNAP program spends about $120 billion a year. A $23 billion reduction would be about 20% per year for the next 10 years, okay? Just be aware of that. That is what is being discussed. It could be more than that. It could be less than that. But what they've basically said in their framework here is no less than $230 billion in SNAP reductions in the next 10 years, okay? Keep that on your radar. That's probably going to be a big one, okay? That's number one. Now, number two, potential work requirements. Now, let me hit on this for a second here because this is a very confusing one. I get it. I've talked about this before in other videos. I totally understand this is very confusing, and I can certainly jump back in another dedicated video or a live stream and talk about this further, but let me explain really quickly. Okay, so right now there actually are SNAP work requirements in place. They're for those people that fall into the category of ABAWD, able-bodied adults without dependents. Right now, the age range on this is 18 through 54, okay? So 18 through 54, if somebody's within that age range, basically what happens is that if they're an able-bodied person between the ages of 18 through 54 and they do not have a dependent, they would need to fulfill their work requirements in order to be eligible for SNAP benefits, right? It's 20 hours per week or 80 hours per month is what it comes out to be. Or other things to fulfill the work requirements would be like skill training, education, schooling, things like that. However, there's a ton of exemptions, people that are exempt from this. People with disabilities between the age range, exempt. Somebody with a disability is technically not considered able-bodied. A woman who is pregnant between the age ranges, again, exempt. Okay, you don't have to fulfill it. Somebody outside the age ranges, in other words, basically above the age range, anything basically above 55, you're good. You are exempt from it because of your age, okay? Same thing there. There's a bunch of other ones that are exemptions as well. Like for somebody within the age range who has a dependent under the age of 18. Again, exempt, okay? Exempt because of the dependent. Makes sense? So this is another one as well. Now, what is the potential discussion? Possibly raising the age in which the work requirements are required, possibly up to the age of 56. Well, I've seen a bunch of different numbers out there realistically. I've seen raising it to up through the age of 55. I've seen it up through the age of 56. I've seen it up through the age of 58. I've even seen it up through the age of 59, which would raise it another 5 years, okay? So anywhere in between there, they could possibly leave it where it is. They could possibly raise the age range for the work requirements, possibly anywhere between 1 and 5 years based on what I've seen, okay? Just be aware of that. That possibly could be coming as well. And again, there's a bunch of exemptions, people that do not need to fulfill it, but there's also a lot of people that do, okay? Just keep that on your radar, and I will keep you posted on that. Now, next, you've heard me talk about this one before, and I want to talk about it really quickly. There is a bill that is out there. It was recently introduced about, a few weeks ago. It was introduced a few weeks ago, and it is called the Healthy SNAP Act. Feel free to look it up if you want to. The Healthy SNAP Act, okay? What does it do? It eliminates the purchasing of what they're calling sugary and sugary drinks and beverages with SNAP benefits, okay? Let me rattle off a couple different things that fall into this category. This is not all inclusive, but you get my point here. You'll kind of understand based on the list here, okay? Sugary drinks, okay? By that they say soda pop. Again, I know depending on where you're located in the country, I've noticed this in comment section, we all call it something different. That's why I named all those soda pop, whatever, okay? Whatever you call it, you know the stuff I'm talking about. The carbonated sugary drink that tastes awesome in a can, they want to eliminate that, right? So that is one. They also want to eliminate basically the prepared foods like ice cream and cookies and pies and cakes and desserts and stuff like this. They want to eliminate the purchase of that as well. Okay, so they want to eliminate that and basically only allow the purchase of healthy foods, or what I should say is their definition of healthy foods with SNAP benefits, okay? Now remember, based on the statistics, here's what they found. Again, $120 billion roughly is how much spent on the SNAP program every single year right now. Well, they've also found that about 20% of that, 20% of their overall full SNAP spending is being spent on these so-called sugary drinks and, candies and foods like cake and ice cream and, yummy stuff like that, right? So that's what they found, is that about 20% of overall spending is on these types of foods, which, by the way, 20% of $120 billion is about $24 billion a year, give or take a little bit, okay? But that's kind of what they're finding, is that much money every year is spent on these foods, and they're saying we need to eliminate that, and we need to basically micromanage everything that people are buying and basically tell them they can or cannot buy different items with their SNAP benefits, in other words, with their EBT card, okay? Now, this one also, I'm going to be fair with you, has been introduced multiple different times over the last, call it 4 or 5 years or so. I've seen this introduced in a variety of different ways. The other legislation that was introduced was called something different, had a different name, but this was reintroduced as the Healthy SNAP Act. Again, feel free to look it up if you want to. But the other iterations that were introduced years ago were basically the exact same thing. They just had a different name to the legislation. But in this time round, I want to say this one has a very high likelihood of passing, okay? That's why I want to continue to bring it to your attention, is that it's probably going to pass this time, and they're likely going to micromanage what you can and cannot buy with your EBT and your SNAP. Now, I've seen this many times down below in the comment section, and I 100% agree with you, which is this. Are healthy foods expensive or cheaper than the so-called unhealthy foods? I totally agree with you. Healthy foods are expensive. I mean, seriously, look at healthy foods. They're like a lot more expensive than what they're considering as unhealthy foods. Why? It's just how it is. I mean, that's just how the pricing goes. That's just how it works, right? Healthy foods are generally more expensive, significantly more expensive. So the kind of the rebuttal that I've seen down in the comment section, and I don't blame you whatsoever, I agree with this, which is I generally buy the more unhealthy options simply because my money goes further that way. I agree. That's how it goes. I mean, literally, go to the grocery store, look at all the options out there. You can buy a so-called healthy, organic, whatever food, and it's like $17, or you get the exact same thing that's not organic and maybe a little bit less healthy, and you get it for $7 or whatever. You get my point. Obviously, I'm being a little bit exaggerating there, but you understand what I'm talking about. So that's kind of the situation, is that your money goes a lot further on other maybe so-called unhealthy foods or less healthy foods, right? And that's possibly what they want to eliminate, okay? So anyway, let's just keep an eye on all this, and let's see what happens here. But I anticipate at least a couple of these to be implemented. I would say if I had to put this in a hierarchy of highest likelihood of being changed to lowest, I would say for sure the micromanagement of what you can buy. I think that has the highest possibility of happening. Number 2 would certainly be the reduction of SNAP expenditures by $230 billion over the next 10 years. I do think that happens to some degree. Is it really $230 billion? I don't know. It certainly could change higher or lower, but I do think there will be a reduction. And then lastly, I don't know if they're really going to touch the work requirements, but I have seen that as an idea that's being floated as far as what they could do to change SNAP. I do think that could happen, but they also just changed it last year, and the year before that they changed it 3 times in the last year and a half. They've changed the work requirements on SNAP 3 times in the last year and a half. So I don't know if they'll really change that again. They easily could, and I'm getting prepared for it, and that's what I wanted to share with you. Okay? Anyway, hope this helps you. Nutso time that we're living through right now. Again, you still see that phone number hanging out on your screen there. Give them a call. My guys over at Chapter, they will help you out. Again, the partners here on the channel, thank you so much for everything they're doing. They're saving all of you here in this community who are working with them so much money, finding you better coverages, better plans, allowing you to see the doctors you want to see. It's awesome. I love to see that. It is such a cool situation. So give them a call. Tell them I say hi. They'll be super happy to hear from you, and they'll work 100% for free on your behalf, which is what I absolutely love as well. That's really cool right there, right? Totally free. Love it. Anyway, down below in the description of the top of the comment section, I also have the phone number and the link to the website there. Check it out there. Otherwise, let me ask a huge favor of you. Who do you know? I know you can think of a couple people, 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 people that you can think of that benefit from this video, this channel, the content that I share with you. Please share this video with them. There's a big share button down below. It is 100% free to do so. Thank you. It truly means the world to me. Thank you so much for being part of the community. I want to do what I possibly can to represent and advocate for all of you as much as I possibly can. And by doing so, the more people we have here in this community that see this content, the more people that this gets served to, that this gets out to, and we can make a big fuss about all of this out there with everything going on and how the low income is constantly getting the short end of the stick. It's not a cool situation. Anyway, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for sharing this video with those buttons down below. Subscribe and share down below. Thank you. Truly appreciate it. Call my guys over at Chapter. You'll be super happy you did. Otherwise, check out the thousands of videos in the video library. The popular videos down below in the description or the top of the comment section. Popping up on your screen now. You'll see some videos there. Otherwise, thank you for allowing me to serve and advocate for you and represent you every single day. Thank you for your continued trust in me, the videos, the content, and everything I'm delivering to you in these videos. I truly do appreciate it. And have a nice day. That's all that matters. Have a good one. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Let me know what I can do for you. Otherwise, I really hope I can see you again soon in the next video.